Hi guys, it's Dave here from Metal Roos, and I have Dan from Atreyu. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to be talking to you and getting our way over to Australia coming up here next year.
Yeah, we're excited over here. So we're at July. You're in Australia. For,
Yeah,
it's quite a big tour too. Some massive, like, awesome rooms.
yeah, and getting to come with Memphis Mayfire as well. I mean, it's going to be super fun. I mean, those are guys we've known for years now and have toured with several times, and they're always such a pleasure to hang out with as well as tour with and stuff. So it's kind of icing on the cake for us to have a group of guys that we're really good friends with to travel around and do some epic shows with.
Yeah. It's kind of why we do it. I'm Muso as well, but kind of why we do it, isn't it? You get
Oh
the
yeah.
people you meet and the mates that you make, and then to tour with them is just, yeah, it makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
It is. It's one of the funnest parts about getting to do what we do is getting to meet other like bands and stuff like that, and people that also enjoy what we do as much as we do, and getting to travel around with them, and just it's very insightful and just makes the whole experience a lot more fun.
Yeah, totally. So Australia, you guys have been here. How many times have you been here?
Oh, man, six, seven times, something like that, maybe.
Yeah. And the response is always pretty good.
It's great. Yeah, the energy is always super fun, and I don't know, just being in Australia is just a cool vibe. I think it's us being California guys.
Yeah,
There's a lot of kind of similarities and stuff that are very make us feel very at home, or it doesn't
yeah,
really feel like you're in another country or something to whatever extent.
yeah. So it's July. You're in our winter, but probably like California, the winter's not too bitter and cold, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm not sure we've ever been to Australia during winter before, and I can't remember if we have or not. I feel like it's always been
it's
some
always
sort of
been summer.
summertime thing, so it'll be nice to kind of change it up this time.
Yeah, totally. We're pretty hot at the moment, so we're in like a heat wave kind of thing at the moment. It's probably good you're not here at the moment, but
Yeah. Yeah, we just got done with all ours. It's now, I mean, it's wintertime here, but we're in California, so it's very, very manageable. I'm still wearing shorts.
yeah, yeah. I do the same here in winter as well. It's great.
Love that for us.
Yeah. All right. So it's a 20-year kind of legacy tour.
Yeah. Yeah. For our record, The Curse, that came out in 2004.
Or yeah,
So we've been kind of, we started doing stuff with it last year, and it's just kind of spilling over into this year as far as being 20 years, even though it's be 21 officially when we're doing, well, yeah, just over 21 when we officially
yeah,
come over there.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just it's one of those things where right now there's a big demand for nostalgia. People are just really wanting to hear what they grew up listening to, and
yeah,
um, just our band being around as long as we have now, it's exciting to get to kind of revisit albums that we don't play, in its entirety for that matter, very often. So
yeah,
it's a kind of a rare little treat for us.
yeah. And that album for you guys was fairly significant, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first one that like we really felt like a noticeable shift in our career. I mean, there was our album before that was kind of teeing things up. It was kind of, the seed was planted by putting it out and things were growing, and we did a headlining tour around it and stuff. But it was when we released The Curse that like literally the day it came out, there was like a noticeable like shift in we could feel it. I mean, everywhere we go, it was like one day all of a sudden you could like be pulling up at traffic lights and random people would be in their car next to you listening to your band without even knowing that you're in the car next to them.
Yeah.
It was super strange. It was a really strange time in a really cool way.
It's a bizarre feeling when that kind of stuff happens, or radio as well. You
Yeah.
might jump in a car. I'm not one to listen to a lot of radio, but jumped in the car and heard my bands on the radio before, and you're kind of like, it's such a surreal thing, isn't it?
Very surreal. It's hard to imagine that that's even a possibility. Like that's a different breed of human or something like that that gets to do stuff like that. But if when you accomplish any level of any of it, it's just like, wow, we live in some sort of simulation or something to be able to pull this off.
Yeah. It's great. So how do you kind of feel? The band's obviously moved in direction as all bands do, and is it good to go back and play some of that nostalgic stuff?
Yeah, I think it's fun revisiting stuff like that because it reminds you, um, I don't know, just kind of where your head was at back at that time. You know, even the way we would write or the way we would approach riffs and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
just melodies and things like that. It just in trying to relearn how to play the songs again, because some of them we haven't played in a long time. So it's like, all right, like how does this song
I
go?
did
Like
it
it's
better.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like sometimes lately, I don't know, we have to kind of remind ourselves, we're like, guys, it's not that complicated. Whatever you're doing, it wasn't as complicated as you think it is. As much as you want to be like, oh, it's this wild part. And it's like, Dan, it wasn't that complicated. And you go back and you're like, oh, that's right, it wasn't that complicated.
yeah,
It's a lot simpler. And it was, once you figure out how to play it, it's like, okay, like that, I remember how we used to do things, and I feel like we didn't overthink things as much back then. We were a little bit more, um, I don't know, still a little more reckless in a fun way.
yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's a part of us having youth, isn't it? Starting
Yeah,
music when you're young.
yeah, too. And it just, I mean, just less experience, I mean, as we've moved along through touring for so many years with so many different bands and recording so many different records with so many different producers and just every experience, you can't undo the knowledge that you've now gained, for better or for worse. And, you take all that as you go and use that to kind of mold what is the ideal future for you, which
Yeah,
is, always evolving.
yeah, yeah, totally. And I always like to, being like a musician myself, I always like to delve into gear, especially if it's not just not a singer that I'm interviewing, but maybe look at the gear that you used back then to now and what the difference is. Can you give us a bit of an insight into that?
Back then, I was using a combination of ESP guitars and Gibson. I had my Gibson Les Paul that's made a lot of appearances on all of our earlier records and all the way up till even some stuff we've done in the past 10 years. Like it just seems to make an appearance here and there. Not as much recently, just with technology and the way things have changed, it's just made the whole process a lot faster and easier. And um, it's just changed the way that we look at things or approach things. So I mean, back in the day, I'd be playing, like I said, ESPs and Gibsons and
Yeah,
playing them through like, man, at that very time, I don't know if I think maybe at the time I was playing either a Mesa Boogie or a EV 5150, which
yeah,
eventually I started playing Marshalls, like old Marshalls. Like I had a 1984 JCM 800,
yeah,
a 1998 JCM 900,
yeah,
which was my first ever head that I'd ever bought
yeah,
in 98. So like a combination of that with, maybe an overdrive pedal. I was always, me personally, I've never been a really big complicated setup. I'm very kind of just plug in, give me an overdrive pedal and,
yeah.
maybe
Good.
a little like delay or something like that. And as between that and a clean channel, like I can do everything that I need to do, at least within my band and the things that I do. Like our other guitar player, Travis, is a little bit more colorful with, um, the way that he plays in regards to the pedals and the effects. And he kind of covers that end of it for us in our band while I kind of cover the more straightforward side.
Yeah, 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 totally.
But yeah, yeah, now I mean, I play Kiesels now. I've switched to Kiesel guitars, which is
Okay.
incredible. I don't know how familiar you are with Kiesel or playing Kiesels, but
Yeah,
they're
I've never played
they're
one, but
they're
yeah, they
beautiful.
yeah, they look amazing, and just the attention to detail and the way they're made look amazing.
Yeah, they're exclusively custom made. Like they only sell custom guitars. So
Yeah,
everything is made to order, which is, I mean, for me is that's everything. I love the idea of being able to carve my own path and make something that's signature to me as opposed to like, this mass produced, like, oh, I got, this guitar and there's, tens of thousands of these things out there. It feels a little bit less signature and I don't want what everybody else has. I want to have my own thing. So
yeah, totally. And then what do you run digital? Sorry, you run digital live now,
yeah,
or
or we use for a little bit we were using Kempers and we kind of moved over to quad cortexes.
yeah,
Um, they're so small and they're just so easy to use. And I mean, I literally fly it, in my carry-on bag.
Yeah.
Sometimes even in my suitcase, I'll just put it, I have like a harder case that I put within my bigger suitcase, and
Yeah.
you could literally fly your amp everywhere and your tone's exactly the same every single day. It's
Yeah.
consistent, which, when you're using real live heads, they're heavy. So just the shipping them around or traveling with them is a lot. And the inconsistencies based on weather and stuff, it's just,
Yeah.
oh, it's a lot. So, I mean, everything's just gone digital for the most part. It's just, as much as it's fun to plug into an old amp and rip it, like
Yeah.
when you're doing it professionally and you need to be, on a budget in one way or another, as well as
Yeah.
have that consistency, like digital's the way to go.
Totally. And how do you kind of, one thing I've struggled with, I'm kind of running both at the moment. So I'm running a head, I run digital into an in-ears rig, but I kind of struggle with where I'm at career wise. I do smaller shows than you guys, but trusting a sound guy to kind of give you what you need. How do you
Yeah.
how do you combat that?
I mean, as far as in-ears and stuff go, I mean, we do it manually ourselves. Like our front of house guy will set it up so the in-ears are set up and ready to go. But then on our phones, like we'll have like an app where you can go and you mix it yourself, and I prefer it tenfold to having somebody else do it for me, because instead of like sitting up there and us taking turns being like, all right, Dan, your turn, like what do you want your mix, like, oh, turn that up.
Yeah.
No, 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 a little bit more, no, no, actually, no, no, turn that down. Like it just kind of complicates things, where if you can just grab it and it's like everything just says what everything is on there, and you just go in there. If I don't want drums, I turn the drums off, and if I want more of my vocal, I turn it up. I want less of somebody else's, I turn it down, and
Yeah.
you get a nice little mix. You can turn the crowd mics on and off, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And it just makes it so much faster and easier. So
Yeah.
we've been doing that. That's been the kind of the way as of right now, unless we, want to get in a situation where we would want to hire someone to just handle all that. But right
Yeah.
now I don't
It's
know, I
fun.
think we like having the control too, like knowing that like I know I did it, so I know where it's at or where it should be.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
How do you feel like, obviously, you're doing the 20-year kind of thing? You're kind of, your stage setup and everything would have been old school 20 years ago because this stuff wasn't around then. There's
Sure.
like a lot of guys that kind of, that did do that and live in that era, and like it was so much better back then. How do you sit with, I sit with the technology of now, like I love it. I reckon exactly what you've just explained. How awesome is that now to be able to tour with?
Oh, I mean, it just makes everything so much easier. It's just and more affordable with how expensive touring is. I mean, touring's always been expensive, but it's just gotten just so much more expensive. It's really, really hard to do it and make money unless you're a really, I mean, you have to be a really big band to make good money and not, not cost you an arm and a leg trying to get over there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like a lot of times we'll have, situations like, we use, Australia as an example. If people are like, oh, why aren't you coming to like, New Zealand? You're coming to Australia. Why aren't you going to New Zealand? We're like, it's just too expensive
Yeah.
to get all the to fly our whole crew and everybody over there, and
Over.
hotels and the food and gas and like they're and trying to get equipment over there. I mean, there's so many variables
Yeah.
that just make it like if we go, we're just going to lose money unless where you got to be at a certain size where you're making so much money that it's like at least break even, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense a lot of times. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, because there's a lot of places where, fans are like, oh, why don't you ever come here? It's like your country's really far out of the way. It's like,
Yeah.
it's expensive to get over there, unless there's more people, unless there's more of a demand that can make up for the money that we would lose trying to get there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a bus or something like that. I mean, man, traveling in a bus is so expensive.
It is. And every part of touring has got more expensive. So every part you break down, your fuel's got more expensive, your food's got more expensive, and all of them have that kind of, we call it COVID tax here, where it's people put
Sure.
their prices up to try and combat what they'd lost, and it's all staged relative.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a shame. Even people, ticket prices going up and stuff, where it's like the tickets are getting so expensive. It's like it's not even like, oh, the tickets are getting sold for more, so we're making all this more money. It's like, no, we're just trying to make any money, like to
Yeah.
not to not lose money coming to play shows. Like we're trying to do everyone ourselves and everyone that's a fan a favor to come over, travel around the world and play shows so people can see it live. But trying to make ends meet in today's world economy is just wild. Like even just employees. Like paying everybody involved. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in a band. If you want to have it run efficiently without completely losing your mind, trying to juggle too many things, wearing too many hats,
Yeah.
between having all your crew members, between having like business management, or, if your band has a manager or your booking agent, or like there's your lawyer, like your record label, like there's so many,
So
so
MEMPHIS.
many, so many people that need to get paid, and then you as the band, as the owner of the company, your band, you get paid last. Everybody else
Yeah.
gets paid first, and you get whatever's left over, if
Yeah.
there's much left over, and
That's right.
it's pretty wild.
It is. It's pretty hard, but we're glad you're making the trip over. We look forward to seeing you in July, and yeah, we'll finish up there. But all the best, and I'll see you in the Sydney show, hopefully.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Appreciate you doing this, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.
All right, we'll see you then.
All right,
Have a
see you,
good
Dave.
rest.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thanks, you too.